Hey guys, so welcome to January's tea time video. I'm sorry that this month's video is a little late, but to be honest with you, we didn't really do much tea time in January because we were traveling. However, my son and I are doing the very last first time for our 5 in a row unit, and so I decided to make our January tea time go hand in hand with this 5 in a row unit, and we went with a winter white theme. So if you are interested, then stick around. So for this tea time, the very first recipe that I'm going to show you are popcorn balls. And I showed you this in December during one of my family movie nights, but I'm going to share again in case you didn't watch that, and just because it's so simple and tasty and super, super easy. So for this recipe, all you'll need is a bag of marshmallows, a little bit of butter, and some popped popcorn. Super simple. All you're gonna do, just like crispy treats, is melt down the marshmallows over low heat, and then you're just gonna mix it into the popcorn. I like to put a little spray, cooking spray, on my hands to mush the popcorn balls together because they're super sticky, and then I just leave them to dry on wax paper, and that's it. Really easy. Kids can totally help you with this, but I will say the marshmallow mixture is very, very hot, obviously, right when it comes off the stove, so it's best to let it sit for a few minutes, one, so little hands can help you, and two, so that it actually forms together better as it's starting to stiffen up. The next recipe isn't necessarily a winter recipe, but I did use a snowflake cookie cutter, so bear with me. I thought this was the perfect opportunity to show you this recipe. This is something that my kids and I love, and they are cucumber sandwiches. Now, the way that I do this is I take a block of cream cheese and I just let it sit out till it's at room temperature. Then I mix in a half of a packet of Italian dressing mix, and that makes it super, super tasty. So then you just spread that on bread, put some sliced cucumbers on. If they're sliced very thin, it works much better for these sandwiches. And then I put a little bit of fresh dill on it. It is so yummy. I promise you, everybody will ask you where you got the recipe because it is not just cucumbers and cream cheese, and it just really takes it to the next level. My kids love these sandwiches, and then like I said, I just used a special cookie cutter to make it winter themed. So when I started this tea time series, I told you guys that I would always be sharing simple recipes and that I would always share one additional recipe that was a little bit more challenging or maybe for older kids to help with. And this month, those are meringues. My kids love these. I love them. They're light and crunchy, but fluffy. They remind me of a cookie version of those marshmallows in Lucky Charms. They're super yummy. They're not that hard to master. They're pretty simple, to be honest, but they are time consuming. But I guarantee you, if you go to a potluck or you go to a tea time, nobody else is going to be bringing meringues. So give this one a whirl. For this recipe, you need 4 egg whites, and those need to be at room temperature. You're going to need a half a teaspoon of cream of tartar, an 1/8 teaspoon of salt, 1 cup of granulated sugar, and some vanilla extract or peppermint extract or almond extract, all depending on what flavor you want to go for. You're also going to need some food coloring if you want to do that. I'm going to link the recipe down below because it goes very detailed, it goes in depth, and it's super helpful. This is the same recipe I've used for a couple of years now, but essentially you're going to want to preheat your oven to 225, and you're going to line a cookie sheet with parchment paper, but I was out of parchment paper on this day. Then you're going to combine the egg whites and cream of tartar and salt until, and you're going to mix them on low until they come to a little bit of a frothy consistency. Then you're going to increase it to high. Once you put that mixer on high, you're going to add the sugar a little bit at a time, and you're just going to keep beating it until it's thick and shiny. And it really does, it gets really big. It's a lot, it really like quadruples, if not more, in volume. Now, the trick here is making sure that stiff peaks form. And stiff peaks mean that when you pull your mixer out, when you pull the whisk out, it doesn't droop down at all. It needs to be sticking straight up like the 90s spiked hair. It reminds me of my brother's hair when I was in high school. So yeah, you're gonna need it to be like that. And then I don't use like a special tip or anything. I just use the old Ziploc piping bag technique because my kids, they don't expect much of me at this point in time. And you're just gonna pipe that on. It's going to come out of the oven exactly how it goes in, so it doesn't expand or anything like that. You're gonna bake it at 225 for 1 hour, and then you're gonna turn the oven off and leave the oven shut for 1 to 2 hours. Honestly, 2 hours is best. Sometimes I feel like they're a little sticky if you pull them out after 1 hour. do not open the oven door. It'll totally change how it comes out of the oven. And then they can be kept in a container for a couple of days, although they're always gone from my table. I indulge in them a ton because I'm like, oh, they're so light and fluffy. How bad can they be? But if you guys make this recipe, make sure that you post a picture on Instagram or Facebook and tag me. I want to see how they turned out for you guys. Like I said, you can really change these up depending on the season. You can add peppermint, you can add food coloring at Christmas time or what have you. But this, for the winter white theme, I just left them as is. Hope you enjoyed tea time with us today. I'm actually going to be back in just a couple of weeks with another tea time video because I'm going to be sharing a Valentine's Day video in time for you to get the ingredients and prep this for your family for Valentine's Day as well. Leave your January or winter themed poetry suggestions in the comments below, and I will see you guys soon. Bye.